I was talking this whole time, and I just realized that my mic was muted, so my apologies. I kept talking to myself and forgot that normally when I start up my live stream that I normally have my mic muted just for that first 5 minutes there. forgot to unmute myself for some reason. So I kept talking to myself, and I was like, why isn't anyone saying anything? But okay, yeah, so I'll say what I said really quickly is happy Saturday. Thanks for joining the live stream today. We're gonna get started with Beta Raid, but first we're gonna spend my energy because I have a bad habit of I have a bad habit of possibly missing out on my energy here, my free energy, so I'm going to spend that really quick before we get started. So, thanks for saying something in the chat, because I kept talking to myself, so. Hopefully the audio is fine, though, now, and if it's too loud or quiet, let me know. So, I've been working on farming Do More 2. So I spent a lot of my energy in Do More 2, mostly because they're mini uniques that I hadn't farmed previously, but also that there is some decent other gear on here, and also there's an increase of gold. The gold's slightly higher than some of the other campaign nodes, so. Let's see how we do on Squirrel Girl today. We got 2. Alright, it's better than nothing, I guess, but I'm a bit of a long way out for that 6-star, and then the eventual 7-star for my 7 red Squirrel Girl that's ready to go for for my Young Avengers team in the future. And speaking of Young Avengers, I'm not sure if I'll be talking too much here on today's live stream, but you know, if any of you guys saw my stature video, I'm very confused but also curious about Stature's basic that applies Hero Brawler defense up, or sorry, Hero Bio defense up. And for that reason, I think that she might be transitioned into possibly Young Avengers, is what I think, maybe. Because a lot of Young Avengers would be Hero Bio, I think, with the exception of maybe Kate Bishop, who would probably be Skill. But yeah, I was talking about this in my Stature Unlock video. So, yeah, we'll have to see what this means. They changed this because in the patch notes, or sorry, not the patch notes, the blog post, Stature mentioned Hero Tech, not Hero Bio, and then it was changed to Hero Bio in-game, so. Strange a bit. Let's do some ISO farming here with that extra energy. I need to get some more protector stuff here. Oh, I already did that one. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but they actually changed the appearance of the orb. You know, I'm very particular about the art, and so I noticed that they changed the design here of the basic T1 ISO orb, which is interesting. Nope. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I got 1 out of all those attempts, and I got a bunch of these brawler armor, I guess. And speaking of design, they actually changed the appearance of the Mythic Geode for Mystic T15, for 15. Yeah, so where's my Hela? I just wanted to show that. I know it's very subtle, and people probably don't care, but I just wanted to bring it up anyways. So it was... Oh, yeah, so the Mythic Geode was originally this graphic here, the phylactery. So they changed them around, I think. So when I was doing my orb pulls for the War Gear 2, I ended up getting Mythic Geodes that look like the square thing, but actually this is the new graphic for the Mythic Geode. So yeah, I think they flipped it around maybe or something. That was the only thing I really noticed, I think. Call Obsidian's, I think he'll probably be farmable before Ebony Maw round 3, but my guess is I'm going to assume the War Store is the worst one. He is the best Black Order character in my opinion, other than Thanos and Ebony Maw, of course, but yeah, I think that he will be the harder one to get, for sure. The only reason why I say War is I don't know if they would hold him out until Doom War 3. That would be a bit, that wouldn't be very generous, and because Doom War 3, I don't think will be next patch. I think it'll be the patch after, because they've been releasing Doom War 2 patches apart, so that would be like January time. Maybe if they release Doom War Chapter 3 next month, that they could put him there, and that's my only other thought, if they do that. Because that isn't a late game, and that would follow the trend with Proxima Midnight, and Call of Obsidian is slightly better in my opinion. Anyways, let's get started with autoing some beta raid stuff while we wait for people to show up, and that's what I meant to say earlier when people couldn't hear me. So, skill and tech, I don't like this one, but let's see. Maybe I can jump over here with the biotech. No, let's do skill tech. Bio is such a cop-out because of because of symbiote, so I'll take something harder because I should be able to do it. Blitz store for Cull Obsidian. You've got to be joking me. That's not happening. I'm sorry. Not happening. I don't think they would do that. Oops, not scientist. Dr. Octopus? I like Doc Ock. Blitz. Cull, you know how quick people would have a Black Order team up? That being said, I don't remember. I haven't been keeping track of the stores, but they add Corvus to Arena and Cyclops to the raid. So Blitz would be the. They had Toad. I have the dates for that actually. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet, but I think it's been a few months at least, maybe more now, since they added Toad in. But, yeah, I mean, I think now that we're all, for those of us who are level 75, I think what's on the agenda is for us to start grinding up our way and then, you know, slowly leveling our characters up for either better... What I was saying in my Discord, actually, is that even if you're not on to Dark Dimension 4, you could level those meta characters up from 75 to closer to 80, the ones that you know you're going to take up to Dark Dimension 4, so it makes Dark Dimension 3 a little bit easier. So I think that might be something you could do, you know, those really strong characters. And, you know, I think it's roughly a 20% stat increase from 75 to 80. So I was looking at, if you look at Tadano Mac Japan, he's level 80 already. And his Black Order is 700, what was it, 740? 720k? So that shows that a team of like 600 or so will go up to about 700-ish. With level 80. So that's a pretty huge power jump. He might have tier 15, I'm not sure. You know, I maybe someone else can tell me that. But you can see the power difference compared to like around the 600k level where that normally caps out from level 75, gear 14, to see what that extra jump is in terms of team power going that extra way to level 80. So I think that's pretty interesting and pretty crazy. I saw a post on Reddit, I think it was Reddit, somewhere, with a Marauders team on the defense that was 740k. I was like, holy crap, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I have a video that I'm probably gonna release later in the week. It was actually a 200k punch-up of my own against Emma Marauders. And, you know, that was impressive. I can't even imagine, you know, what you would need to kill a 700 and something K Marauders team. That's just... Because the healing, just the healing alone, you know, on Mr. Sinister would just be through the roof, because he already heals a lot on his passive and he distributes a lot of that to everyone else. So it's just like a sustainability bonanza. Whales are ruining the game but helping it, because without them they probably wouldn't be putting it. I mean, to be honest, I've heard the figures. I've heard the figures of how much Tadano Mac spent on getting through Dark Dimension 3 and all that stuff, and I heard it was like in the 6 digits dollars, like 150,000 or something like that. Like, it was pretty bonkers to get the first place position on that. And, you know, one person doesn't obviously pay for the game, but, you know, that is a lot of money, and that's like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 people's salary, maybe 2 people's salary over there at the company, you know, for the year. So, you know, that's just one person. So, and we know, if you look at the figures, Scopely makes a crap ton of money. They make millions and millions of dollars yearly, so I'm actually surprised they don't do more, given how much money they bring in. Like, they're pulling in a lot of money as a company. Would they do War when X-23 was added there? I don't know, Clown. So that's why I said it's either going to be War, because that's the most difficult, or it's going to be Do More Chapter 3 if they do release it next month. But they did have a gap of 2 months before they actually released Do More 1 and 2, so I don't know if it's going to be another 2 patches. Sorry, not 2 months, 2 patches, but that's almost 2 months. So I don't know if they're going to do the same with Do More 3, if that's going to be another 2 patches, or if it's going to be next patch. So I would like it next patch, because I thought that's what it was intended, that, you know, Do More was only going to 3 chapters, and so I thought it was going to be out by the time Dark Dimension 4 was released, so I kind of expected it to be done now, but... Farticles. Any tips on getting to Nexus 6-9 level 54 with 40 to 45 days in? I don't think there's any real strong tips for Nexus, because Nexus you can use any character. So obviously I would have to take a look at your roster to see, you know, what kind of characters you have available and which characters to work on. Characters with team synergy is obviously going to be better than no synergy. So I can't give you a general guide tip. I would have to kind of look at your roster. But if you are interested in, you know, me taking a look at your roster at any point, you know, feel free to join my Discord and get in touch with me there, and maybe I can give you some more personalized help there if you like. I'm quite easily reachable there as well, and you know, I can give you some suggestions for characters to build if you like. Blitzstore is probably next in terms of release, but frankly, it's not going to be Call of Obsidian. So whoever was saying Blitzstore for Call of Obsidian is not going to happen. But we might see like Taskmaster or Red Skull, we're still waiting. Some people were suggesting, or what was it, Tana's video, suggesting that maybe Red Skull or Taskmaster might be used in a future Legendary, and that's why they've been holding him back for so long. So I don't know if that's the case or not. But there was some rumors related to that could be some avenue of suggestion for that. Don't know how accurate that is. They did release that cheap Red Skull offer a while back for 50 shards, which I never picked up, and I'm kind of wondering maybe I should have. It was like, what, $5 or something for 50 Red Skull, or I don't remember now. $4? I actually never bought it. It was like a month ago. What is the best Fantastic Four and Namor? Well, I'm not a big fan of She-Hulk. I mean, unless you have 4 or 5 star and Red Star She-Hulk, I would probably just go with Namor still, if you are going to level them up. But eventually, I think at some point when you get Doctor Doom, you'll probably remove either Thing, probably the Thing, for Doctor Doom. And you might want to use She-Hulk in that case. But then it depends on if you're using offensively or defensively. I think when people unlock Doctor Doom, a lot of people are going to immediately use them on the defense because it's crazy, and that's what people did with Ultron, is put Ultron on the defense, so I think that's what's going to happen. With Do More Chapter 2.7 to 2.9, is it worth building Zemo up even with low stars? It depends, Vix. It depends on how low is low stars. I think if you're 3 or... Well, you have to be at least 3, I guess, to unlock. You don't have to use Zemo. So, you could use Zemo, you could use Red Skull, you could use... Some people have used Rescue. Some people in my alliance apparently clear 2.9 with Rescue, giving Barrier and something, but you don't have to use Zemo. So, I would say it depends on what you have available to you. But you guys might have heard me say a lot in other videos that actually I'm a huge fan of Zemo. I really like his kit, and I think that I try to use him in other places outside of War. I just think he has a really awesome kit, and he's a lot of fun in general. And he blows minions up, and I love seeing the damage that just flies out, depending on where I'm using him. Is Magneto a worthy legendary character for DD2 or 3? Not really. Definitely not in 3, because you're going to be using a lot of other global mutant gear pieces. So Phoenix, Emma Frost, Sinister. That's 3 right off the bat that I would probably get much before Magneto. And whether or not you want to do... Colossus is normally the recommended tank alongside Phoenix. However, going into Dark Dimension 4, I don't believe that Colossus is going to really have much value there. So whether or not you want to go with Colossus still knowing that, or you possibly switch to Strife, who might have some value going into Dark Dimension 4 if you do use them alongside the other Marauders. So that's probably going to be a personal choice, personal decision for you when you're going through that, whether or not you want to do that or not. Hey Morgan, welcome to back to the stream, I guess. My Zemo was 41k and yeah. So Zemo is pretty good, but depends on whether or not you want to raise him or any of the other characters that you could use. But I wouldn't. Zemo, Red Skull, or Rescue, or Falcon maybe might be the only real good choices for those lanes outside of the Black Order. And I think doing it without Ebony Maw is going to be really difficult. But, you know, I think it is doable, just tough because you're not going to get Empower Thanos if you don't have Ebony Maw 429. So that is something to think about there. What are my thoughts about promotion credits not being... The Dark Dimension 4 rewards seem a bit weak, in my opinion. I mean, obviously we're getting Doctor Doom, but I do think that there could have been more. It feels like a rehash of 3 without the promotion credits, but we get Doctor Doom instead. And obviously Doctor Doom is great, but... You know, I was kind of hoping that we would get something else, maybe I'm just... I feel like it's, I don't know if it's... Yeah, it's basically the same. I mean, I don't think it's worse by any means. We're just exchanging the promotion credits for a character. But I wouldn't... I think for the amount of resources to put in, you know, obviously each subsequent Dark Dimension is more and more resources, so I kind of felt like maybe they should have either upped the general rewards, what we get, you know, a little bit more of everything else, or added something new on top. I think that's what they should have done. I mean, obviously the on top is Doctor Doom, so maybe I'm just being... Maybe I just want more. But I have a feeling if Dark Dimension 4 is anything like Dark Dimension 3, when I first started, I wholly expect at least 3 to 4 months to clear it, because I'm not a whale. So once I do get into Dark Dimension 4, of course, expect some daily or every 2-day kind of videos about it like I did in Dark Dimension 3, if you guys were around. I wouldn't say at the beginning, but I did document my Dark Dimension 3 for quite a few months. And a lot of the early subscribers to my channel probably came to me for that reason. So it looks like we're done beta. Yeah, sorry, Ghost and Yellow Jacket Blitz characters. Ghost for sure. Yellow Jacket wasn't confirmed to be a Blitz, but he's 45 shards, so that sounds likely. It would be coming after it. So looking at my my calendar, we're not getting Ghost next Thursday, so we're getting Ghost the Thursday after. That's November the 19th. Second round, November the 26th. So if Yellow Jacket is also a Blitz, then we're looking at December 3rd and December 10th. Which means that our patch date, probably for the next patch, would be looking at December the 15th, which is awfully close to my birthday. So that would be patch 4.6. Let's get started here on some Ultimus. So tomorrow, for Ultimus 7, we're going to be doing a 100% push to try and clear Ultimus 7.1 and hopefully get either really close or try and get finished so that we can get into Ultimus 7.2. That is the goal. So hopefully my alliance picks their stuff up and we can get that done. Epic Dorito starting Dark Dimension 2 soon. That's pretty good. What characters do you have currently, or what are you planning to build for that? Hopefully you have some decently meta characters. And hopefully ones that will carry you into Dark Dimension 3, that way it's not a waste of resources. Yes, the symbiotes. To be honest, I'm kind of glad that I can auto with them, but I do take control on boss nodes typically, and I kind of direct the auto. So for some of you guys who might not realize that you can actually target the characters on auto, it's not completely auto. You can actually click on them, and they'll move the target. Because I think somebody told me last live stream or on a video, they didn't know that they could actually do that while you're autoing. So yeah, you can. You can like click on which character you want to target. So since I'm actually here, you know, I can actually tell it who to attack. Semi-auto, yeah, basically. Now, what I wish they had is auto, but basic only, because symbiotes are really strong with just their basic attacks. So I kind of wish that I didn't have to waste on these regular nodes, that I didn't have to waste my regular or my special abilities, because they really don't need it. When will Zemo be farmable? Well, actually, hold on. To find that out, to find an estimated date anyways, let's bring up my spreadsheet before we get it. I have this spreadsheet. You guys might have seen it before, that I've, let's bring it up here on the side. Really quick. My Excel spreadsheet for characters. Now, I've been keeping track of this data for a little while here. So, let's see, make sure everyone can see this properly. So, we have Baron Zemo. Where's Baron Zemo? He's down here. He was released... I'll zoom in a bit. Okay, so... He was released on August the 27th. That's this date here. He was in the Red Star Orbs on October the 5th. You actually had a... I did... Oh, crap. Let's zoom out again. So, I don't have any days here, but... it's been 80... No, wait. Who's the last farmable? So, Squirrel Girl was made farmable, but 116 days after her initial release. So... And the other ones were... X20... Okay, so... The X-Force characters were a bit of a cop-out, or not a cop-out, okay, because they're used for a legendary, so that's different. I would say the average time is anywhere from 4 months, and then we look at Red Skull, holy crap. So Red Skull's on almost 8 months. Is that 8 months? 237 days. 240 is... That's 8 months, right? So that's a lot of time. Red Skull hasn't been farmable for almost 8 months. And then Taskmaster is getting pretty bad too. He's like over 6 months now. So until we get Taskmaster, Call Obsidian's almost at 6 months as well. They should be reversed, actually. I don't know why I had them in that position. Anyways, so Taskmaster's been 186 days. Red Skull's been 237 days. So, I mean, if that really gives you anything at all, any suggestions there, you know, I don't know if they would hold Baron Zemo back and let this long. Some people are suggesting that the reason why they've held Red Skull and Taskmaster this far back, this long, is mainly because that they might be usable in the next legendary. Now, some people are saying that obviously Pimtech fits that formula, but it could be going the way of Phoenix, where it's 6 to 7 star characters of already accessible characters. So, or some of them. So we'll have to see. Ironheart actually was released really soon, but everyone hated her, and her release was really buggy. And then, yeah, now basically we're down here now into this new patch. But we do have Doc Ock was put into the Elite Red Store just a couple days ago when they released Stature on when the patch came up. So I'm hoping that Scream actually might be coming fairly soon, maybe in a week or two in the Red Star orb, because I only got, or the Red Store, because I only have 4 Red Stars on Scream. And I'm looking, actually, I didn't check before we get into Ultimus still, again some more. I need to check my upgrade store because I'm looking for Doc Ock. And he's not there, okay. I was looking for a 5 red Doc Ock to match my 5 stars, but I haven't been able to find it yet. Sorry, Carnage, Venom, Minerva, the other 2 are iffy. Yeah, those aren't the... You're right, Dorito, those aren't the best. So... Are you still... You're the one who hasn't unlocked Symbiote Spider-Man, right? Is this you're the one... Just making sure I remember who's who. I'm pretty... Because I'm... Definitely you need Symbiote Spider... Like Morgan says, you need Symbiote Spider-Man in there. But... If I'm not mistaken... I think it's because you don't have him. But... Oh, you do have him. Sorry, I didn't read further enough down. Well, make sure that you really need him up there. You really need to get him up there ASAP, because Venom, you have the perfect storm. Carnage, Venom, and you're missing Symbiote Spider-Man and Minerva. You know, really, you could probably do with just those 4. I honestly don't think that you would actually need a 5th character. And it might not even matter who you put in there as a 5th. If you can get Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, and Venom, all 3 of them in there, you could probably auto it. Just like you can do that for the Dark Dimension 3 city. So, I don't know who the next... I'm not gonna make any suggestions about the next legendary character. For those who watch a lot of YouTube, you know, we know who does rumors, and there's been rumors as far-reaching as Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, Black Knight, Blade, Yelena Belova. So, who's right? What is it really? I mean, over the last 6 months, I've heard all 4 of those names, so... Or maybe the last 4 months. You know, at this point, it could be anyone, right? So, does it... I would love it to be... Spider-Gwen is very popular, but she's not a Young Avenger. So I have to say that this Young Avenger stuff is... really pissing me off. This whole screwing around with the Young Avenger tag, because I actually really love the comics of the Young Avengers, but I don't like them screwing around with the tag, and that bothers me. Hey, Callie Grizzly. Hope that's a joke about Loki. What do you mean got Loki yet? Of course I have Loki. Everyone has, well, not everyone. I have everyone basically unlocked. Oh, Loki the dog. Oh, yeah, that's right, my dog. Yeah, I forgot. Durr. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, not yet. Actually, we're we're going to pick them up on Monday. So in terms of actually now that I'm talking about that, so I am getting a dog on Monday. Sorry, Tuesday actually, but we have to drive down on Monday, and so there may be. I'll probably have videos released during that period, but it might not be anything fancy. It's just because I'll be away from my computer for a couple days, and so I'm gonna try and get some stuff done this weekend. But no promises that they're super amazing videos or anything like that. But I'll try to get something out, and so I'll be away for a little while. Should I try Dark Dimension with 4-star characters or wait to get 5-star? I assume that's Dark Dimension 2. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter too much what your star levels are for Dark Dimension 2. Just make sure the characters that you bring up are good characters. So characters like Symbiotes, Emma Frost, Hela, Minerva, you know, these are the quite meta characters that you're going to want to bring into Dark Dimension 2, 3, whatever. So make sure the characters that you're bringing into Dark Dimension aren't wasted, in the sense that you don't want to use resources on characters that you're not going to bring up to the higher levels. So think about your Dark Dimension 2 characters while thinking about Dark Dimension 3, because you want to make sure that you take to tier 13 characters that you want to take to tier 14, and so on. So even with Dark Dimension 4 not out yet, that's what I would recommend, is invest in those characters for Dark Dimension 3 that you will also take onwards into Dark Dimension 4. That way you're not going backwards and having to spend a lot of resources. Where are we? Yeah, the Young Avengers tag, it just... Okay, so I personally think Stature is going to be transitioned into Young Avengers, or have both tags. It's not impossible to have both tags, because in the past, we did have characters, older characters, albeit, that had 2 tags, and we have Brotherhood characters that are both Brotherhood and Marauders, so it's not impossible for Stature to get transitioned into the Young Avengers when they see fit, probably when they bring out another Young Avengers character, so it makes more sense, so that you have that option of either using them as Pimtech or as Young Avengers. And personally, I hope that's the case, because Young Avengers don't have a tank, and people for a long time were saying, well, you kind of need a tank. There's a healer, so why not a tank? So that kind of makes sense to me. They'll just add stuff into the passive, I guess, that adds Young Avengers stuff, or Hero Bio, or however they want to slice it. Now, that being said, and I said this earlier, Stature has Hero Bio on her basic, so I think that America Chavez, if they're going to do that, is probably going to get shifted out. Even though she is a Young Avenger, I think they might be trying to fix the tag, possibly, and maybe try to actually make it a Young Avengers, I'm hoping. And so, even, like I said, even though she is, she's not as Young Avenger as Stature is, but she still is a member. And I'm hoping that they're slowly trying to fix the tag and trying to maybe create, I don't know what they were thinking, because Miss Marvel and Miles aren't Young Avengers. They're champions, if anything. There's a Champions comic out right now, and previously as well. Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl are part of the Marvel Rising cartoon that's out on Disney Plus. So, yeah, they messed it up pretty bad, and it bothers me. And I don't know what they plan on doing it, but I could rant for quite some time about the Young Avengers because I really like the team, and so the fact that they butchered it so badly right now is just, it bothers me a bit. If they use Stature as a tank for Young Avengers, I think I would like to see some really strong damage dealer, I think. But I think that's what they're missing. I think the current Young Avengers, as it sits currently, aren't very high damage. Now, if they decide to keep Miss Marvel, then they would probably need to be a brawler or a blaster, possibly Hulkling as a damage dealer, not a tank, maybe? And like a heavy damage dealer type. Emperor Dorek. Call him. They could actually make him a legendary and just name him Emperor Dorek or something, because that's where he currently is in the Empire comics. And so, who knows? Pull out a sword or something. Honestly, the legendary tag should be truly legendary, not everyday characters like Blade. Yeah, to be honest, I think Blade is really cool. Does he deserve legendary status, though? I don't know. But I mean, that's how I kind of felt about Shuri. You know, Shuri was awesome. I actually thought I love the Black Panther movie. But does Shuri, the character, deserve to be a legendary? That, I don't know. I don't think so. But, you know, hey, it already happened, so the fact that they did it with Shuri means that they probably could do it with Blade, but do they deserve legendary status as a Marvel lore character over others? I don't know. I think Doc Ock and Magneto, and most of them were pretty good, I think, in terms of the lore. I think Star-Lord was made legendary largely because of his popularity in Guardians of the Galaxy and the MCU movies, but let's check. Are there any ones that we feel really... I think Shuri is the main one that kind of stands out to me. That's a bit confusing. Ebony Maw, I feel the only reason why he was added as a legendary is because of the movies, but also because Thanos is already out. I think if Thanos wasn't out, he would have been the legendary for sure, hands down. And I think Star-Lord probably, like I said, because of the popularity of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that's the reason why. We're not going for 100% U7 now. I thought it's tomorrow. Did someone overrule me? Do I need to check my Discord? Someone say that now? Anyways, sorry. Yeah. Well, sorry. Let's get back to this roster. Yeah, Iron Man's. You know, Iron Man is kind of. I think I think he's okay. That's fine. Whatever. I mean, obviously he's not really legendary in game much anymore. But yeah, he's very popular. I think. Star-Lord was made popular from MCU, and Shuri to me is the only real standout. Phoenix is like I grew up in the '90s X-Men cartoons, and I think Jean Grey / Phoenix is definitely up there. And power-wise, I think they all deserve to be up there, more or less. So I'm fine with that. But Blade, you know, I think I don't know if Blade necessarily to me means. You know, I don't know if I don't know if I'd like to see Blade as a legendary, but then if they're talking about all these other ones, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, and that's all I can say, I guess. Oh, Invisible Woman for sure, hands down, I believe deserves to be up there. She's super powerful in the Marvel universe, and what she can do with her barriers go extend, or like everything that she can do. If you read any of the comics right now, I think that she deserves to be up there, personally. And Dr. Octopus is less to do about the actual power of him and more of his lore. So, like, leader of the Sinister Six, very popular in the Spider-Verse lore and the Spider-Man universe, you know, so I think he deserves it on that front. But, if you know, obviously, if we're talking about power, then, you know, Nick Fury doesn't deserve to be up there, technically. But Nick Fury is very well known. So I'm fine with that, I guess. But I guess with Blade, it's like, well, there's Blade and Morbius, right? Because often those are mentioned together. So would you feel that Blade deserves to be legendary more than someone like Morbius? Like, is he more popular? I don't know. I don't really follow the comics on Blade much. So, I mean, for anyone who does in this channel, you know, do they feel that Blade deserves to be legendary more than someone like Morbius? Because I think Morbius is pretty cool too. Let's do this arena match here. Intense war today. How intense is intense? Apocalypse definitely deserves to be a legendary, that's for sure. Apocalypse, hands down. Actually, they should bring him out as a 5-person team. Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen. Please give me Archangel as one of the 4 Horsemen, and I'll be, or like some sort of form. Give me Angel, who can turn into Archangel when Apocalypse is on the field. Something like that. That would be amazing. Or any of the 4 Horsemen who are previous characters, and then in the presence of Apocalypse, they get their new form. Like, they'll be the new Black Order, you know? Like, that would be amazing. I love Apocalypse. I love mutant characters, so if you want to talk to me about mutant-related comics or characters, you know, that's obviously where I'm gonna lie. Those are my favorites. So, and definitely Apocalypse is up there for me. I'm actually, I don't know if there's any X-Men characters that I'm like, you know, like a must-have for me. I really do want, you know, some of the more original ones. I would like to see Iceman come to the game. I don't know in what form, though. If he'd be probably a blaster, I suspect, but some rivalry between Iceman and Pyro would be funny. Like, if there's some, like, if Pyro's on the field kind of text. It's all about money, man. I mean, like, I'm not rich, so I don't have all this money to go out and buy comics. I'm going to the comic store later today after this live stream, so we'll see. But I mean, there's so much they can do. I think next patch actually is going to be. It seems like, you know, they have Yelena Belova in the data mines. I don't know if that suggests that maybe they're actually going to bring forward Red Guardian with Yelena at the same time next patch and have sort of a... I don't know. Maybe... I don't think they're really that exciting characters, so maybe they might have like a less exciting patch before something big. Waiting for the release of the Eternals to push the true legendary characters. Legion. Who was... I don't remember, you know, I should know this. Legion. Is that related? I mean, who is that again? I have to check this up. This is bothering me. Wait a minute. Who is Legion? Let me Google this really quick. I don't remember what he looks like. Oh, is that? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, the hair. Yeah, I get it now. Okay, I kind of forgot for a minute there. Yeah. I really like... is it Exodus as a villain? Exodus. I've been seeing a lot more characters in the comics recently. Yeah, he looks really cool too, actually. Apocalypse of the Four Horsemen. I mean, that screams to me... Marvel Strike Force, because it's a five-man team, probably a very overly powerful one, but you know, I think that's something that should happen at some point. Good legendaries: Odin, MODOK. I definitely agree on MODOK. You know, I'm not bothered about Odin. A lot of people want Odin, and sure, that could bring Asgardians, I guess, back into more popularity. Yeah. Dormammu. I heard, didn't they say something in the patch, in the update, the blog post that kind of suggested something about that? I need to go back and look at this again. They said something, I think. At the bottom. I wonder if they're gonna actually do Dormammu next. Maybe not as a character, maybe fight him. Maybe there might be something there about that. I don't know. Let's check out Alliance War. I agree. I think they need to have like a Dark Dimension boss or something like that. Some big giant fight. You know, I've been saying this for a long time that whether it's a raid or Dark Dimension, we need to have some like giant battle. You know, I don't know what it would be. Dormammu, Galactus, some other big guy, things, whatever. You know, they need to have something new like that. That would be kind of cool. I really want MODOK to make AIM great again. Because I love AIM. Right, so I wholly expect us to lose this war. We've won twice in a row, and which was really shocking. It was cutting it really close last war, actually. And so I don't think we're going to do that well today. Oh my god, there's a She-Hulk. Should we fight that She-Hulk? This is the second time I've ever seen She-Hulk. Like, we almost never see She-Hulk, because, like, who the hell... Wait, you know... I don't know who's spending their resources into She-Hulk right now. It's definitely not me. Do it for the stream? Let's do it for the stream. Who do I have, though? Silver Surfer definitely needs to come to the game. In what way and how they do it, I don't know. Make Fantastic Four great again later. The raid version of Fantastic Four. Right, so if I used my Fantastic Four, this would be super overkill. But I also don't want to underestimate it, because the last time I did, I actually lost. X-Force. Did somebody say X-Force was a counter to them? They don't heal, though, really. But if we ability block Invisible Woman, we should be okay, I think. Right? So maybe I could get away with using X-Force, possibly. The Invisible Woman is pretty slow, so if I can ability block her, I think we can outdamage them, probably. Yep. I think so. That Mr. Fantastic's super weak. 33k, he'll get chewed up. I think we're gonna do this. Again, it's a punch down, but I don't... it's not that strong of a team. I heard that in the Asgard world now, that actually Sif is the Bifrost Keeper and not Heimdall. I don't know if anyone's actually following the Asgard Thor comics or anything like that right now, but that's what I heard. We're gonna focus She-Hulk. Oh no, we're gonna focus Invisible Woman, probably. Disrupt. Oh hey, we can disrupt She-Hulk. Yeah, I forgot about that. Pow. And then do the ability block. And then try to focus Invisible Woman. And... oh, yeah, I forgot. Cable. I love Cable. He starts his offense up, too. Oh, my God. Just get wrecked. Get wrecked. This is a punch down, but... look, X-23. Oh, I messed them up pretty bad. Probably could have up-punched, actually, with X-Force. I'm actually really starting to like X-Force, but... oh, what happened to Negasonic? She took quite a bit of damage there. Oh, wow, ow. Can we transfer stun? Does it transfer stun? Does he shake it off? No, he doesn't, actually. Oh, wait, he did. Yeah, I forgot. I almost very rarely get to use that part of... Now that my Domino actually is like 60k, she's surviving a little bit longer, but my Deadpool's super weak. So he's actually getting to revive more. And that's a wrap. I barely took any damage. I think if they release certain characters, then they have to introduce legendary characters. So you introduce Silver Surfer, and then you have to bring up Dormammu. Yeah, I mean, they have a good I wouldn't say good habit. I do like that they try anyways to sort of bring other characters back into relevancy. And so whether or not that's adding a legendary character or just adding a new character that somehow buffs up their potential, I like that. So at least it doesn't feel that to some degree that the resources that you're putting into some teams, or like what's meta now, you know, might come back, you know, in a year's time. You know, it might take a while, but you know, maybe there's some plan, some grand plan for these kind of things. So, speaking of Marauders, there is another one, and maybe I should have saved that X-Force now. Right. Oh, what are we gonna do here? Herald of Galactus. Heralds of Galactus team? Thor? Silver Surfer? Thor is actually the latest Herald of Galactus from what I'm aware of. And then I guess Silver... I don't know how many big names have been Heralds in the past. Silver Surfer is really the biggest one that comes to mind. And I don't know what's going on with Silver Surfer now in the comics. And then, yeah, I've seen that Thor is the current one, I think. But there's currently this weird comic series out called Antithesis, which is like Galactus's an alternate universe Galactus or something that broke its way into Marvel 616. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't have the money to, to buy all these comics. But the last time I was in the store, that's what I saw. Nova was a herald. Is that the Richard Rider Nova, I'm assuming? Not the other one, Novar, or I don't know, the Little Nova, or the Champions Nova? There's two different Novas, I think. Was Richard Rider dead? I don't even know. Who are we going to use for this? Should we use, I don't have Marvel Unlimited. No, I don't. But I like having physical copies of comics. I don't like digital versions. I'm a... What do you call it? I just prefer having the physical copies. I'm that kind of reader. For comics only, though. You know, for other things, I read my news on my phone. But let's go with Powertron, I think, for this team. I'm going to take Iron Man out and put in Ultron, and I think that should be okay. That's fine here. It's a punch across, but hey. Annihilus. That name sounds familiar. I don't really know who that is, though. I don't, without looking it up. Annihilus. That doesn't look all that familiar to me. Fantastic Four villain, it sounds like. I'm not super familiar with all the Fantastic Four villains, to be honest, because I don't follow the comics that much on Fantastic... Oh my god! I hope my Ultron doesn't die. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with all the Fantastic Four villains. I know, you know, obviously Fantastic Four are huge into the cosmic realm, or cosmic stage of things. Frankie Ray Nova, I don't know who that is. I know Richard Rider is the most popular Nova, I think, because that's the one from, like, he was like the leader of the Nova Corps or something, maybe? Oh boy, that War Machine almost killed one of my bots. Okay, need to get that Sinister down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we got Mystique and Sinister. Or sorry, and Strife. Oh, we're stuck on a taunt. I'm actually gonna just do that. Now we're gonna do that. Ooh. Kang the Conqueror is a really good character as well. I would like to see that at some point. That could be really cool. That's a lot of characters. Fallen One, Silver Surfer. I don't know who the... I don't think I know who the Fallen One is. I think I can put this on auto. Silver Surfer, the Airwalker, Fire... Oh my god, there's a lot of names here. I only know a couple of those. The Invisible Boy. Who the heck is that? I only know like 2 or 3 of those names. I don't really read a lot of comics that are sort of in the cosmic realm, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super sold on Pimtech right now, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I mean, obviously, most of you probably didn't purchase Stature, but it just doesn't feel... Something feels off. I don't think Ant-Man and Wasp's rework were as good as I would have liked. The thought of taking Ant-Man or Wasp into Dark Dimension makes me barf, because I don't know... I don't want to take them up to tier 13. I don't even know if I want to do that just to test it out for a video. You know, frankly, I think my resources are worth more than, you know, as much as I would love to do like a Dark Dimension 2 auto run with Pimtech. I don't know if I want to waste the tech resources, even just for 13, just to see if it's viable for Dark Dimension 2, let alone Dark Dimension 3 or 4. Ghost hands down probably will be used, but the other ones, I think the jury's out for me. You know, I'm very willing to test things, but I don't think I'm willing to test wasted resources, I guess. So There's a bit of an issue there. Let's use... oh god, this is a punch down too. But, I wonder, could we do Supernatural on these guys? It's a Shield Trooper variant, and that Nick Fury is tier 14 though, so his summons are gonna hit pretty hard. I'm gonna try this. It's been a while since I've actually used my Supernatural team. Yeah, I know that I'm gonna go hard on the Ghost Blitz. I'm not going to pay for Ghost, but I will use my core stash for Blitz to get her unlocked. If I do really well on both Blitzes, I should be able to get her up to 5-star. So that is the hope. You know, if I get 100 shards twice, plus 21, that's 240. And then if I pull enough with my cores, then I should be able to get 5-star. And that would be, to me, viable. Oh my god. Viable for Dark Dimension. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. Viable for Dark Dimensions 3 and 4. Where's Medic? I need to kill Medic. Until then, I get a taunt. Oh god. We need to heal block, though. We didn't heal block, everyone. It's been a long time since I've used Supernatural, and normally they have a decent chance to win. I should have probably extended that, but... I don't know if I have ISOs on all of my characters, on my Supernatural. Well, Coulson's down, but unfortunately I think that means Medic's just gonna... Oh my god. Ugh. Doctor Strange. He's gonna bite it. Oh, wait, no. He's still alive. I think we're gonna do it. Medic died. Your Merc Guard. What's Merc Guard? Merc Ryguard? The ISO 5. Why'd you do that? Okay, so here's the dilemma. That's a lot of resources to put into shield, Merc Ryguard. Man, what are we thinking? I mean, I feel like that is a lot for a minion. Oh my god, what's going on here? Okay, we need to kill this shield security. That's like something I would do when I'm drunk. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just put it into Merc Ryguard. I mean, Mercs are good, but I just don't think a minion deserves to be level 5 ISO. I think there's much better characters that you could be doing with that. Everyone's like on the fucking knife. Oh, I swore it for the first time. Everyone's on a knife edge here with their hit points. Alright, let's redistribute some of this. Let's get that heal block. Hopefully it lands. Yeah. Okay, I think we're fine. It's just that, like, everyone is teetering on the edge for their hit points. Can we blind him? I can't even land any debuffs on Nick Fury. Alright, let's get some drain here. Full health. Oh, okay. This is close-ish. You know, because of the red stars and gear stats, you know, that really affects the summons. So when they fix that, Nick Fury actually, his minions, you know, actually do quite a bit of damage. So you got to be careful with that. Same with Red Skull. You know, Red stars on Red Skull. Wow, that's a bit of a tongue twist. You know, that makes a huge difference on the summons. So I've been overwhelmed before on Red Skull when I'm not using Zemo, because of like how much damage some of the minions do, especially when you have like an 80k plus character that has summons. Mostly Red Skull and Nick Fury probably have some of the better minions. Right, so let's check to see how bad is this war actually. You know, what's the... Normally I do this and I like 8 million. If I see consistently 8 million plus, that's bad. And that usually means that we're probably gonna get wrecked. But there's only like, oh, there's like 3 of them. 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7, 8. I think I'm the only person above 8 million, but I'm not entirely sure on my lines. So it doesn't look too hot. I try not to show off my defense too much because then people are gonna... Look, they're already attacking me. Oh my god. Hold the line! Ye Bombay! Oh, by Black Order. Did I get any wins? 1? 1. They tried to punch too much up. And Strike bit it. 2. My Taskmaster Ultimus. Okay, so I recently took Bullseye out of my my Merc team here, and I put in Ultimus because I have that 5 red Ultimus. So I beat an X-Force team apparently. Oh, but Taskmaster died, so that was it. Favorite Black Order member? Like favorite? I mean, Cull Obsidian I quite like in the game. I think he's quite good. But, I don't know if I have a favorite. Now, the thing with Black Order, if you're using them on War Defense, you need to make sure that they all are balanced. You know, you don't want to... Because obviously, when one dies, then Thanos doesn't become empowered anymore. So you really need to level them up balanced. If they're not balanced, don't put them on War Defense. You know, you need to make sure they're all as high as possible. And otherwise, just save them for offense. But if you do have something around this power, putting them on defense can be quite effective. Normally, I pull at least 5+ War Defense victories before they manage to kill somebody, and then that's kind of where it starts falling apart. But if you have it as high powered as I do, then you know, it usually works out quite well. Yeah, I mean, Thanos, Maw, and Cull Obsidian can do quite well without the others, I suppose, if that's what you mean. But Thanos obviously doesn't do as much damage when he's not in empowered form. He just kills a lot better. I don't know if I need 7 Red Star Ebony Maw. I don't feel like he's the most deserving of those high Red Stars. I think Cull Obsidian, when he becomes farmable, I'm going to be picking up a 6 Red for him. And I think I'll probably leave it there. I don't know if I'm going to invest any more Red Stars necessarily in this team. I don't know if I need to. They're already really strong, and to be honest, I suspect that arena-wise, there's going to be a counter down the line coming in the new year somewhere. So that's my thoughts anyways. Why did they just avoid this team? It's not that high. I'm surprised this could be killed quite easily with like a Brotherhood 2.0. So I'm kind of surprised this is still around and they just skipped it for whatever reason. But I think this is going to be a bit of a washed war. We're not really focusing on it too much. I'm really low on resources, actually. So I did that 150 refresh, and that's probably all I'm going to do for this war. And speaking of that, oh yeah, so like I have like no resources anymore for my war energy. Yeah, Doom. Doom is definitely going to... You know, actually, it's funny because I think, yes, Doom is going to be the counter for Black Order, but what I'm curious about is what's going to counter Doom. So are we going to have a Black Order defense... Oh, no, I don't know. It's like you know what I mean? Like, there are other characters. So let's take a look, actually, at Dr. Doom. So, yeah, Doom versus Doom. But his speed, though, he's only 111. And so, which I don't think he's going to get any, like, enhanced speed by anyone else. So my thought is that there are characters who are faster than him who can ability block him. So, characters like Baron Zemo, for example. Where is he? Baron Zemo has ability block right out of the gate with his ultimate. I don't know why I was looking at the passive. His speed is 113, so not only is that faster, but he also does get speed. It's 40% speed, so his speed is like through the roof. And if any of you guys have used Baron Zemo in balanced PvP at all in the past, you know, like he was a top character for that reason. Another possible character, while I don't think you'll have at the tier 14 level or not, X-23, another character that possibly can ability block Doom as well. He does have quite high resistance, but I think that you might still be able to land it. And then if you can land ability block on Dr. Doom, I think that kind of ruins to some degree that turn 1. So you might be able to use like a mixed hybrid team of legendaries with like Zemo or something. I don't even know where's my X-23. I have to like zoom out and look at my roster. Oh, did I bring her up higher? Oh my god. Oh, she's already at 58k. Wow. Anyways, my point is that she also ability blocks and possibly applies +1. So I don't know if they can block or dodge, but anyways, if she does, sometimes she can apply 2 different ability blocks. And her speed is quite fast as well. So anyone with a speed of higher than 111, you know, has the potential to possibly do something. So yeah, so that's a good point there. So when people first clear Dark Dimension 4 for the first time, it's only going to be 5-star with 2 red, which is pretty low in my opinion compared to some of the other characters that are like, you know, 7-star 5 red kind of scenario. So while his base stats are incredibly high, I think there might be some potential for theory crafting some counters that way. But in terms of viable characters, like I wouldn't recommend bringing X-23 up to tier 14 or 15. Zemo might be the most likely character that people might have it higher because he's skill and he's easy to gear. But I don't, you know, you might be able to, I don't know, like symbiotes minus Carnage with Zemo, you know, because symbiotes have been known to kill Black Order. So maybe on the offense, if you remove Carnage, put in Zemo, and you might be able to, because Venom also ability blocks as well. So the combination of the two of them, Venom would go after Doctor Doom, so you would have to rely on Zemo hopefully landing that ability block. And then Zemo might be able, or sorry, Venom might be able to do another one, and that would basically lock Doom for 2 turns. So maybe there's something there, possibly. Carnage might actually be able to take advantage of the Doom bots, because that would be much like a Greg scenario. So that's possible too, if we could get some early kills on a Doom bot, maybe? I don't know. Scream gives the speed up, but yeah, I don't know, you know, maybe either or. My point is that maybe, you know, there might be something there that we could remove someone from the symbiotes, add Zemo in maybe, keep him ability blocked, and that kind of falls apart. But then it matters on who are you using on the defense with Doom. So my guess is you're going to be wanting to run Invisible Woman on, you know, so we're bringing the hybrid legendary team back into use with Doctor Doom. My guess is Invisible Woman to some degree with Doctor Doom, and I don't know. Emma Frost on the defense, probably like a highly supportive team that would maybe help clear negative status effects. So my, you know, Emma Frost, Invisible Woman, Doctor Doom, I don't know, something like that is what I think might end up showing up on the defense. That seems plausible. Maybe even going back to Phoenix, like Phoenix and Colossus as the tank duo, and then Emma Frost, Invisible Woman, and Doom. Maybe. A lot of people used to use Phoenix and Colossus together because they were quite bulky. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we're still quite a few months off from that. And, you know, don't know. But we'll be seeing it in the whale shards first. And so that's definitely going to be a thing. And so I'm not in a whale shard. I suspect I'm not going to start seeing Doom in my shard probably for a few more months after the first people do. So I got some time on that. Now I did want to do a couple of blitzes with the quantum characters. Now I was going to, now that I know it's Hero Bio. Who would... I like the idea of using Squirrel Girl for some reason. I really like Squirrel Girl. But I just wanted to test them out a little bit more. Maybe just throw in Yo-Yo, because none of them are tank. Oh no, wait, she's a tank. Never mind. I forgot about that. Hero Bio. Who else is Hero Bio? That's good. She-Hulk. Why Tadano buys Scopely's game stuff when he can buy Scopely? Well, who knows about that, but yeah, you know, some people just like to spend their money, right? So if they have that much money, you know, it's like buying a new car, but you buy Scope game characters in Strike Force. So I don't have any spare other characters. Spider-Man, but that's too high. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. This is a weird team. I want to see how many battles... This is low tier. I haven't been blitzing that much for this blitz because I have Human Torch maxed out. But I want to see... I haven't been doing very well with the Pimtech characters. And this is why I was asking you guys what you guys thought about Pimtech. Because... Now, I don't have the full team, of course. But I'm struggling to win at, like, tier 7 blitz, even with the 3 of them, with 2 other decent characters. You know, so... the fact that I can't even win very well in blitz, that tells me that I'm on the edge here. Or I'm like, I don't know what to think about this team. All right, eat nuts. Yeah, we need to. I do like the animations though. I'll say that. Can we stun him? Oh, we did. Oh, I do like the special rework for Wasp because now it's a guaranteed stun and it can hit up to 2 times. 2 extra times. Let's get a ability block on Juggernaut so he can't taunt. And I do like the 2-turn ability block, although that's nothing new. But the damage on Ant-Man and Wasp at least is somewhat in line to where they should have been. But... yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to counter anyone. You know, like what... At least in... Let's talk about outside of Dark Dimension, for example. You know, are they going to counter anyone in War, even? You know, like, what use are they strictly just going to be Dark Dimension? Like, and even then, like, I don't know. Are they just going to be a Wakandans 3.0? I just honestly don't know how good they're possibly going to be. Yeah, and actually, I said, you know, that Ultron... I brought this up on Reddit, that Ultron should have been a Pimtech member, and that would have been amazing. But I got downvoted to hell for that, so apparently people don't like the idea of Ultron coming back into existence over this. But if Ultron was part of the team, sure. You know what? I would have believed that they would have been like that amazing Dark Dimension team. Ghost, without a doubt, has really good abilities for Dark Dimension, you know, but I just don't... Wasp and Ant-Man, like, the idea of taking them to 13+ really makes me barf. They're both tech, which means not only is that taking gear away from Ghost, but it's also taking gear away from Minerva and other characters that you need from Dark Dimension, so... It's... I don't know. You know, it just doesn't seem... I don't think... Let's try this. Let's see. Can we beat as Guardians with this mixed team? I don't know if they're going to be the silver bullet or golden bullet or whatever you want to say for Dark Dimension. I don't think I personally will gear outside of Ghost. I will take Ghost up, and I also might do Yellow Jacket. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Ghost first, and then Minerva to make sure that I have Minerva ready, and then I might go back to Yellow Jacket if I need to. But that, oh my god, Stature just go. Oh, okay, we're not beating as Guardians. That just went horribly. Yeah, so I'll probably go Ghost, Minerva, and then consider going back to Yellow Jacket if I need to, if I have time. I don't even know if I'll do Stature, to be frank. Half the reason why I bought the offer was because I thought that there might be some... Pimtech might be used in other ways, like I said, a legendary character, but maybe not. So maybe I wasted my money. That's highly possible too. I don't think I'm gonna 4-man this. Maybe Squirrel Girl will solo this fight. That's true. The Ant-Man that we have right now is Scott Lang and not Hank Pym, so yeah, there is that. Oh, I wonder if we'll actually beat this without Stature, but I don't think so. I don't think so, but we're still somehow hanging in. Oh. Well, I don't know how we're still alive. Ooh. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's over. Okay. It was all about Squirrel Girl, I think, actually, in this case. No, it's not happening. But this is what I mean, right? Like I don't expect Pimtech to be able to beat his Guardians. That being said, his Guardians have war defense buffs, and they're not even using that. Can we even beat, you know, I'm just curious, like what can I beat? I know it's not the full team, but I just feel it's just a lot, it's weak. I think it's weak. Is gearing Ant-Man and Wasp to tier 13, is that going to fix the problem? Running them in Dark Dimension, is that going to, like, I'm not convinced that they might be able to do 2. 2 isn't that difficult. But if anyone in this channel has run Dark Dimension 3, even the first 8 nodes, they do a lot of damage. And I'm not entirely convinced that they'll survive, even maybe with Ghost. Like, it's tenuous, because they hit really hard, and I honestly, even with the evades, you know, with enough AoEs, I just don't know if they're gonna survive. You know, global is terrible, so I just really don't know if they have what it takes. And you know, they're gonna be at low star level as well, so you got to keep that in mind. And maybe if any of you guys watched my stature video, I actually have stature at tier 12 now, and her hit points is terribly low. So I don't even think she'll survive, frankly. Global, I don't know if Global was made harder because of Phoenix. I think Global was just, Dark Dimension 3 Global was designed with that in mind, with her in mind. So I think that's why we got that. Let's do a 1x on this Pin Punch. Brrr. Get wrecked, Groot, although it didn't actually do that much damage. That's what I mean, is that, like, she's a bit underwhelming, I think. On the other hand, I would love to see a Young Avenger team being completed. It's probably because I have a 7 red Squirrel Girl. But I mean, obviously Pimtech can't, you know, will get improved with Yellowjack and Ghost for sure. But I mean, my main question is, you know, what are they going to be? Are they going to be good for at all outside of Dark Dimension? Can they counter anyone on War offense? Like, I don't even know. Like, who? Their kits don't really scream out any counters to me. Maybe I haven't. I'm not. You know, I didn't look into it that deep, but the Pimtech characters don't, to me, look like they're going to counter anyone important. So I do like the animations, though, of some of these characters. I'll admit, I like the animations of the Quantum team or the Pimtech team, but yeah, I don't know. That's why I keep having to get. That's why I keep asking you guys, you know, because I'm not feeling it. If this isn't symbiote. We're not. You know, we're far from symbiote territory. You know, like, symbiotes are amazing. They're both, and it's not even just in Dark Dimension. Symbiotes are amazing, practically in every game mode that you can use them. So that's a clear winner. Pimtech, because I'm not sold on it enough, I'm quite, I don't know, you know, like it's, I don't know if I want to waste my resources beyond Ghost. It's not, sorry, not a waste for Ghost, but I think Ghost is the only clear winner that to me is like, yeah, okay, I'll take her up to 15 probably. At least, you know, 14, 15, you know, I'm willing to test that out just to see how good she is. The rest of them, even if I have some good stars, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be... I think Ghost and Yellowjacket are probably the only two. And I just don't know. I really don't. And I'm not even going to try this. I would get wrecked so hard here on this Black Order. But I want to test them more. This is why I'm doing this right now. And I know I don't have the full team. But I'm trying to, you know, there's something missing. And I know that we're missing 2 characters, and that's obvious. But even with that, like, what will they accomplish? Will they accomplish Dark Dimension 3? I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know. The global characters hit so hard. If you watch any of my playthroughs of Dark Dimension 3, you can get smacked in the face for over 100k, you know, consistently. And, you know, I know that they have evades and stuff on their side, but eventually, you know, something's going to give. You know, with enough AoE, I don't think they're all going to have it all the time. Maybe I need to look back at the kit. I don't think it's 100% evade every single time. Like, you know, eventually at some point they're going to get hit and they're going to get wrecked. So, that's how I feel. And we'll go back over some of the stats. Like, I have Stature at level 68. I know she's only 2-star. She will be more after the patch, or sorry, after the event. But her HP is incredibly low. So, yeah, it's obviously I shouldn't have too much of a problem beating a random team. I do like the animations though. I'll give them that. Ghost is, I'm pretty sure she's just like an MCU character. I don't think she's in the comics, is she? And yeah, in Vix, we definitely got spoiled by the symbiotes, so hands down, that for sure happened. You know, we had this, like, amazing set of characters, and it's almost like Black Order in a way. Like, they were that good that, yeah, it's just... Ghost used to be an Iron Man villain. Oh, okay, so it was... So, there was a different person named Ghost then. A male character? So they reworked that character for the MCU, and that's what we have this version. Did the other Ghost look like this one, or is it like a complete redo for the MCU? You know, I wonder. You know what? Let's. We don't have any heal block, do we? This is gonna be my last blitz for my semi Pimtech team here. I just want to see if this is possible, and then we'll. I want to go back into the roster, and I just want to look at some of the Pimtech characters, and I don't know. You know, like if I were to build this team up, let's say to 300k, can I counter anyone in war offense? They don't have any. Could you use them? You definitely can't use them in war defense, can you? Because I don't think there's enough there in the kit to make them valid, even though there's a tank. I don't know, like, they don't have any sustain unless you threw, like, everyone with healer ices on. Hey. Like I said, I do like the Wasp rework. I like that the special is a guaranteed stun now, that's nice. Ability block. And actually, Ant-Man's 2-turn ability block is really nice. I'll give him that. Oh no, we got defense up because I forgot to damage Venom there. We need to do something before they get out of control. Although Scream's almost dead. Whoop. I mean, they're not the worst. Like, I can beat some teams, but there's something off, in my opinion. If I was more sold about it, you know, it would have been a lot easier for me to say, yeah, these guys are good. Good, great, you know, whatever version. I am very much in down the middle. Maybe, again, it's because of so many good characters in recent patches that I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical. I mean, yeah, of course, they're definitely saving the better characters. Yellow Jacket and Ghost both are better characters, in my opinion, than Stature. Obviously, Stature is the quote tank of the team. But, yeah, I think kit-wise, I think Ghost and Yellow Jacket, hands down, are more impressive. So that's why I wanted to take a look. You know, to be honest, I didn't spend a lot of time on each character, so let's check out... Let's go Yellow Jacket, because obviously we know Ghost is amazing, so... yeah, nothing crazy here. This is just bonus attack damage here, but I wanted to get to... More specifically, I want to see what... You know, where could we see them being used rather than Dark Dimension? You know, could they counter any teams? I don't know. Gain evade, some Dark Dimension text. This is probably not the best place to look at it. I should be looking at it like MSF.gg. Let me pull that up, actually. That's probably better, because it gives me all the text at the same time. Right, okay, so let me pull this over here 1 second. I'm gonna change scenes really quick here. Transition to my browser screen. Then we bring that over here, and hopefully that works out. Oh wait, that actually. Okay, so I wanted to. That's the program. Okay, so oh, that's the blog. That was the wrong post. Sorry, wrong page. This one. That's what I meant to do. I have so many windows open right now. My mistake. Oh my god. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we're good. Okay, so level 7. I'm gonna look at level. I might as well just leave it level 7. So this is Yellow Jacket here, and yeah. Hostile take, so Spiteful Sting on the special, so Dark Dimension, there's just a lot of Dark Dimension text, you know, and so we get, you know, this is good, so the special, but the reason why this isn't over the top, you know, it's a single target, the lifesteal here, so I'm definitely going to be going for Ghost first, maybe Yellow Jacket second, but, you know, 30% health from one target, sure, is a lowish cooldown. That could be a lot of damage to a single target. What I could see this be really useful for, and actually while we're here, after I look at this, we'll go over the Dark Dimension 4 map as well. So what could be really good is, I don't know how many people that are still in the chat have actually done Dark Dimension 3, but when you get to the Iron Fist node, or what they call the Double Fist node on node Global 3, you know, this could be a really good way to take down healer characters. 30% from a single target, plus maybe having Ghost, which is another 15%. You know, this could be a really great way to just grind down those healer characters really quickly, because that's a lot of damage. So, I could see that being really, really important. Hostile takeover. Actually, I really like this ultimate move here, because you gain offense up first, before the damage. So you get the offense up and then do the damage. That's pretty strong, I think, as well. On kill, this probably is unlikely to happen in Dark Dimension, though, because they have tons of health. But this could happen in War. I see that, I don't know, maybe would there be like a maybe not all of them would be used. Maybe we would use like a Ghost, Yellow Jacket, Ultron sort of villain tech team, maybe for War, and maybe that's where they'll be used more. But you know, it's really unfortunate these passives don't carry over outside of Dark Dimension, because I wouldn't say 20% damage is really that OP. You know, so I don't understand why we couldn't get this in outside of Dark Dimension. You know, Fantastic Four get it on Human Torch, gets 20 or 30% plus damage to the entire team. So why can't they get that? It's not that bad. So I think this is okay. It's not super amazing. Like I said, I would consider Yellow Jacket as a secondary character to bring up, but definitely we need to look at Ghost here. So let's bring up Ghost on the kit here. So yeah, obviously this is really good. And look at this, the basic, reduce speed bar by 25%. This is really good. Like if you're if you're going up against healer characters or characters you want to knock back their turn bar in Dark Dimension or whatever, I could see this being used quite frequently. And I believe Ghost's speed is fairly decent as well. The assist here, change speed bar by 25%, so that's nice. So at least you're getting that. I could see them being, maybe Ghost might be a striker character, because if you do a follow-up attack, then you're getting that speed bar reduction, so that could be quite good. The Fatal Flux here, apply 2 random. Okay, so this is the, what is this? Just damage in applying negative effects. Okay, random negative. That's okay, but obviously it's all about the quantum exploit. It's all about the alt, right? I mean, 5 cooldown. That's pretty short. So that's supposed to go hand in hand with Stature's alt, because that gives ability energy to Pimtech up to 2. So I see why they're trying to do that. They're trying to trap you a little bit with Stature, because Stature's going to feed the ability energy back into Ghost to keep you going with the ultimate in Dark Dimension. But we'll jump back over to Stature in a second here. But her stats are really, really low. You know, her health is really low for a tank, so I'm concerned. So obviously all of this is about the passive for Ghost. This is what's supposed to keep people alive, apparently. So on turn, gain evade. On allied Pimtech, dodge, heal that ally for 15%, and I believe in Dark Dimension it heals everyone for 15%. And so this is where it's important down here. If this character has 3 or more Pimtech allies, so that would have to be basically Ghost, Yellow Jacket, and Stature. essentially, because you might run Ant-Man. But again, do we really want to take Ant-Man and Wasp up to tier 14, 15, 13, 14, 15? Probably not. I mean, unless you guys have a hard-on for Ant-Man or Wasp, I just don't feel... the thought of taking them up there is just bonkers, I think. But hey, maybe it's just me. You know, maybe you guys will. On any Pimtech ally, apply evade to that ally. So that's good. What would have been better? Yeah, interesting. So yeah, again, this is like a yo-yo thing, but what would have been great? And so if they had the text where on any enemy turn, apply evade. So if you guys know Baron Zemo's passive in War, how that applies evade on any minion turn, if this happened instead, I would be like, yeah, they're amazing, because they're going to dodge everything, more or less, you know. So if she had a way to give evades on enemy turn, then they would be like the evasion kings, essentially. But, or even to adjacent members, you know, something like that. The offense down is obviously great, but even with offense down, if you guys have run Global Dark Dimension 3, they hit really hard. You know, even with offense down, I've been wrecked. You know, and I forgot, I still have my Dark Dimension to do really quick before we finish the stream. And, like, I'm still in Global, and we'll see it, you know, we'll see it face to face in Dark Dimension 3 Global, that they hit for, even with the offense down, like, in the range of 100k. You know, instead of 200, it's maybe 100k. But I just don't see them surviving, you know, unless they have the evade. But eventually it's going to run out, because it's only on Pimtech allies' turn. So that doesn't stop multiple AoE attacks going off and then just wrecking them eventually. So I just... And you need 3 Pimtech characters to get this stuff. So the yo-yo text, basically, and the evade, you need 3. So speed only happens in Dark Dimension as well. That's really unfortunate. This should have been outside of Dark Dimension. I don't see why you couldn't have this. And so that's what I'm talking about, is the overall usage of not only in Dark Dimension. I'm still kind of skeptical. Obviously, on a standalone value, though, Ghost has some pretty good value here with the Quantum Explosion. You know, you could use this just like a Minerva ult, basically, you know, and it's only going to heal her, though, because it only redistributes to Pimtech allies. But, you know, the 15% from all enemies, that's more than worth it. 5 is a pretty low cooldown. I think that might be lower than Minerva. I believe Minerva might have 6 or 7 on her ult. Maybe someone can let me know what that is. I think that's the case, though. I think Minerva's is definitely higher than that. So, you know, this is a pretty low cooldown, given the speed of what I think she has. I think she's fairly above average on her speed. So this should come back around fairly quickly. But I'm just not convinced. You know, I would need to run all 3 Pimtech characters at least to get this stuff. And that's what kind of makes her great. And yeah, I'm still going to take her up, for sure, but I'm a little bit disappointed, I have to say. So let's, yeah, I just wanted to show that with you guys really quick, though. And that's my thoughts, I think, there. I'm just curious what you guys think about the Pimtech team kind of needing at least 3, really, to be amazing. Like, if you want to run in Dark Dimension 3 Global, you're going to need at least 3 of them. And that's a lot of gear, investiture, in a single tag. And just for these, this is basically what's going to keep them alive, is this stuff here. And yeah, I don't know. Do I want to take all of them up that high? That's a lot of gear for those, for one team that's not necessarily going to have a lot of use outside of Dark Dimension. And so that's basically where I'm on the fence with, because I'll for sure take Ghost up. I don't know about the others. I don't know if they're worth taking up into the oranges. I don't know if this is the golden bullet that they're trying to make it out to believe. I think they're trying to dupe us, maybe. You know, and if, for example, they are used for the next legendary character, you don't need them up that high to clear a legendary event. You only need, like, tier 10, maybe 11, you know, to get there, so I don't think it's that necessary. Anyways, so we're gonna jump back. Let's transition back to the game. And that's where I wanted to... my scenes here. Let's fix my windows. There we go. I have different windows for browser. And so I wanted to go here to stature. So this is stature. And yeah, I am a bit disappointed that Ultron didn't get the tag, but I understand why, you know. But I think it would have been more evident. Like, if Ultron had the Pimtech tag, then I think I would have been more okay with taking them up, because I think Ultron is a very good character anyways, and so I would have felt better about it. But I just don't, right now I don't feel very good, you know. Maybe you guys don't feel like I do, but I feel outside of Ghost and maybe Yellow Jacket, to be honest, even that 30% single target health drain, obviously that's really good, but is it worth all the resources to get up to 15? It's a really long road to 15. You know, I'm not feeling super great about it. But maybe that's just me. And so I wanted to take a look at Stature stats here. And keep in mind I have tier 2 on Fortifier, so I'm getting a 10% health boost. And she's at 70k health. And I don't know about you guys, but 70k is really low. This is effing low. So she's going to get wrecked in like one round of Dark Dimension 3. And granted, she's not a tier 13. She's a tier 12. But I don't see it really. I'm maxed out on Star Tech. I have 25% Star Tech. So I don't see this being changing a whole lot, I don't think. But again, you know, do you guys think I'm wrong? Do you guys think that I'm maybe I'm really wrong? You know, just like I'm looking at this gear. She's only going to get an extra, what, 2,600, 3,000 or something. Total health with Star Tech, that's like maybe 4,000. So at gear 13, she's only going to have like, I don't know, 75k health, 76k, something like that. Like the boost isn't going to be huge. Granted, she is 2-star. Okay, so we'll get an extra, what, 20% boost out of that. I don't even think she's going to hit 100k at 4-star. Maybe. She might hit just barely 100k, but that's going to be like a one-shot still. If she doesn't have that evade up, she's definitely going to get one shot in Dark Dimension 3. So is this just another case of, you know, like, what's the point? You know, so... Okay, sorry. So, okay, if you invest in the T4s, you're right. Vix, you're right. That's potentially an extra 20% health. But let's say, for example, after taking her to level 75, tier 13... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Level 70, tier 13. Let's talk about Dark Dimension 2 first. Now, they don't hit very hard. They don't hit as hard, so, I mean, that's less relevant. So 75, I'm not going to do it, but that's an extra 2.6 million gold. Stat-wise, I honestly don't see her being, even with the 4 red stars, I don't see her being much over... Actually, hold on. We can test that out, I think, can't we? We can, on MSF.gg. So maybe I can transition this back really quick. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back for a second. Let's go back to stature, and we can see how much that's going to be. Let's say, for example, 4 yellow, 4 red. So if you go down here, you can actually. So we'll set the level at 75 is right. That's Dark Dimension 3. Okay, so let's say 4, passive 5, Star Tech 25. That's fine. So she's got, okay, I wasn't far off. She's got 118k health, and I don't think that's including the Dark Dimension health boost. So that'd be 20% extra. So we're talking probably about 140k maybe. In Dark Dimension only. Yeah, sure. Okay, she'll survive 2 hits. You know, she won't get 1 shot, but she'll survive 2. Because they hit that hard. I'm telling you. Like, if anyone's watched my my videos, if anyone's watched me do Dark Dimension, they hit really hard. And if you've been in it yourself, then you know that... And with the evades, I just don't think that... personally, you would need Ghost at a bare minimum to survive with her. And how much more she survives, I think, is very limiting. Let's bump this up to 5, though, just for giggles. And it does boost up a fair bit. I think you would maybe need 5 yellow, 5 red to survive better. 4-4 is a bit tenuous. 5-5 looks a little better. We're talking about now, I guess, about 140 rounded up, of course. Base health, and that's 168k roughly in Dark Dimension. So that's not terrible. But I just... For most of you guys, and for people who don't buy offers, for example, it's going to be tough. And the fact that both Yellow Jacket and Ghost are both probably going to be blitzes, that means their stats are not necessarily going to be as high either. So you're going to be going in with a team that are kind of not farmed, not really farmable at that point. And it's probably not good. I think maybe later down the line, if we're talking like, let's say 4 months, whenever they become farmable, sure, let's talk about this again. I'm not entirely convinced that unless you're a whale who can get 5+ yellow stars, 5+ red stars, that is going to be of any significant value to people outside of Ghost. And I think that's how I feel right now. I think Ghost will probably have independent value on her own, but I'm not sure. I don't have the gear even to invest into stature because she's bio on the back of a patch of bio characters. You know, with Anti-Venom and Scream, I did recently take up to 14. I'm pretty broke in bio gear, so yeah, I just wanted to show that really quick. And so that is basically where I'm sitting at in terms of what I think about Pimtech. And I'm still gonna like slowly work on them because I am curious. I would like to try and test it if I can for you guys. If I could at least take stature in, you know, maybe take the Pimtech characters into Dark Dimension 2, you know, maybe not 3, but maybe I could take some of them into 2 and be able to test it out there, so we can actually see what the Dark Dimension sort of passives look like. But again, the idea of sort of taking Ant-Man or Wasp up to 13 kind of makes me barf too. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not looking amazing. And yes, Vix, I understand that she is not like a huge bulky tank. I'm not expecting that, but it's just because of what we know about Dark Dimension 3 and how much damage they do. You're right, Adrian, about the offense down, but like I said, they still hit really hard. And we're going to go into Dark Dimension 3 now, actually, and I'm still in Global. So we'll take a look at that. And offense down will half the damage, sure. But they hit really hard. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, some of them could hit up, they do hit upwards to 200k. So offense down, let's say, okay, that splits it in half. That's like 100k damage. Okay, they'll survive. She'll survive like 1 or 2 more hits. But, like, I don't know. I don't think it's enough. This is my 3rd run, yeah. I still haven't, I don't do this every day, and I mentioned this in my previous live streams. We'll eventually get through. We're still on, this is the Iron Fist, the Double Fist node. I'm pretty sure I'm past Iron Fist now, though. But yeah, my point is I kind of want to do this also just to show you guys, you know, how much damage they hit for. And kind of parallel this with, you know, Pimtech, and like, is it enough? I don't know. And I do eventually want to get to Dark Dimension City so that I can put all 5 of the symbiotes together, just for chits and giggles, and see how easy it is now. And I think this might be some of the last stuff I have. I am gonna have to make sure I'm quite tight on my live stream ending in about 20 minutes. I do have some things I need to get to later. I'm doing some medical tests later on as well, so I need to get there before it closes on Saturday here today. So we'll be going about 20 minutes more, and then I'll probably be calling it then. I just wanted, there was some stuff I wanted to show you guys, and basically how I'm feeling right now in the patch about the Pimtech stuff. And you know, I'm still not convinced. I'm not 100% convinced on any of this. But I mean, let's bring this down on the speed, because like Ultron just got wrecked. I didn't see how much damage Daredevil hit for. He does do more against villains, but in general, I just want to like show you guys how much they hit for. And this is just Global 3. I don't have anything good here. I'll have to Iron Fist, I guess. So I'm running this on 2 times because I want to see the damage numbers. I have nobody good to clone. Maybe I can clone Luke Cage for the defense up or something. I don't know. Throw out some ability energy. Okay, so here we go. Defense up, 40k. What was that? That was some pretty big numbers. But I mean, you basically defense up is the equivalent of having offense down in that respect. So I had defense up, and I was still being hit for like 40k and Killmonger was whatever he was doing. And so my point is that even if the enemies had offense down, that stature would still be getting hit roughly for probably more, because my Phoenix is like 7-star and like 100k, so her stats are pretty good, and she's still being hit that much with defense up. So that's my point, is that, you know, Killmonger could have wrecked stature on that special because that was like a multi-hit attack and was doing like 40-ish k each. Oh no, I should have cloned. I'm gonna go back. We'll go back on 3 times. There's a Phoenix there, so I want to clone that Phoenix with Sinister, so I'm gonna have to wait a turn for that. But this is what I mean, guys, is that like when it comes to Pimtech, their hit point, I think across the board, their stats are not overly amazing. and I think that their hit points is quite on the low side. So I know they are supposed to be dodging and evading and all that stuff, but one wrong hit and then boom, you're dead. I don't like the RNG part of that. You know, like at least with symbiotes, they're not really RNG based. Like, you know what they're gonna heal in Dark Dimension is based on their damage, and you kind of have an idea on that. I do not like RNG on the chance to evade, things like that, you know, where it's, and likely it's not going to be in your favor because we all know how the AIs operate. So I don't like RNG related when I'm relying on something like Dark Dimension, you know. I'd rather the tried and true. There's nothing really wrong with the tried and true. Like, sure, it's not as fast as you'd like it to be, but I'll stick this back up to 3 times. Sorry. You know, there's nothing really wrong with it, I don't think. You know, I cleared Dark Dimension 3 in like 32 days on the second run, and I'm curious, like, how much faster is it necessarily going to be if you suddenly gear these Pimtech characters up? And what I'm concerned about the most is people being highly disappointed, you know, wasting all this gear, and it's like, this isn't what I was promised, essentially. 2 Phoenixes. Can we get Iron Fist down? Iron Fist. There we go. And Shuri, we're probably not going to get past this Phoenix, and once Phoenix turns into Dark Phoenix, we're going to get wrecked, but I would like us to get there. If we can down Phoenix, that would be nice. Ooh, I don't want to heal quite. Oh, this is a dilemma. Oh no! I don't know, why did I do that? I wanted the offense up for Dark Phoenix, but I put the other Phoenix into stealth. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh wait, I already ulted! What am I talking about? I'm crazy. Okay, I forgot. Everyone's either didn't want to warn me about that, or they're too busy watching my stuff. Let's get a taunt, and hopefully that triggers the taunt on other Phoenix. We need to get her dead, though. Come on! Oh, she's almost dead. Right. Can we... kind of need to clear this the Shuri out a bit. So, my thoughts for Dark Dimension 4, I think I'm gonna take Emma Frost up. I think she is still gonna be someone very valuable for Dark Dimension 4. You know, I think I might even take Sinister up as well. The combination of Emma Frost and Sinister, I think, is gonna be quite valuable. I haven't actually looked at the Dark Dimension 4 map, and that was something that I was going to do, which we'll do really quick after this, because I want to see all of the characters in the global nodes. And in the first 3, I believe that there's a... Oh, holy crap, everyone's getting wrecked. Can we get this Shuri down? You know, I want to see what characters are in the Dark Dimension 4 map. And, well, we're not going to get Dark Phoenix down. And I want to see who you could clone with Sinister to see if there's any good targets for him. Hey, Sid. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday as well. Didn't say it as many times as I should have, but hope everyone's having a great day and weekend so far. So I think this is kind of like near the end for me here on Dark Dimension. I don't think I'm going to get another... Oh, I don't think it's worth using the special. Oh, she's still alive. Oh my god! I got another one! I didn't think I'd get another special. I thought it was over. That's good damage, actually. That wasn't bad. But we're gonna die here. Yeah. So, that's why... Okay, so... that was 230k damage by Psylocke there. So think of any of the Pimtech characters. Granted, they do have a couple extra evades, but just think about that. You know, like, think about the going through Dark Dimension 3 global with Pimtech. and I'm not entirely convinced. You know, the first 2 nodes are fairly easy, all things considered, and then once you get to 3 and 4, it just ramps up. You know, like, so I just don't see Pimtech being the silver bullet, magic bullet, golden bullet, whatever bullet. I don't know why I said bullet, but you know, you get what I'm talking about. Like, I just don't see them being that holy grail that they're being made out to be. And I think they're gonna... I'm not willing to test that either, because then it takes away from gear I could have used on Minerva, Shuri, Doc Ock for the legendary lane and things like that. That was actually decent damage, 9 million. So that was the most damage I did so far. But that's how I'm feeling about Pimtech. Like, someone's gonna do it. someone's gonna bring them up and then be completely disappointed in a way that sort of people were for Wakandans for raiding, you know. And this was really a long time ago now. But that's my point. And like, I'll bring Ghost up, no problem. Do I want to bring 3 or up to 3 and more, you know, to actually see the full value? Probably not, because I have a lot of other characters that are available that I could use, you know, and I want to go back to that again, and I want to look at my global characters. And so now I know that most of them are the recommended ones, and some are not. Yeah, wait for Tadano Mac to show us the way, because if it's the same as Dark Dimension 3, they did like blitzes and some stuff for all of the characters, or they made them available in some ways, you know, for all the characters he used in each lane. So I have Phoenix, Sinister, Emma Frost, Colossus, Zemo, Scientist Supreme, Shuri at 14, Ultron at 14. So these are characters that I'm probably not Scientist Supreme, but and Shuri is actually a legendary, and Phoenix is legendary actually. So taking that out, we have Emma Frost, Mr. Sinister, Baron Zemo, Ultron maybe, but he's quite hungry on gear, unfortunately. He's about 5 sets of mini uniques, and I think Ghost is 4. So Ghost is looking likely to be a staple, I think, for global Dark Dimension 4. I think Emma Frost is going to be a staple. I think she's really solid. She's also solid outside of solid outside of Dark Dimension and for War, and that doubles up her benefits, so I think that would be even worth it. I already have 1 gear piece in there, actually towards tier 15, so any of the purple stuff. We're on our way a little bit, so I think we're going to get Emma Frost up. Is going to be the first staple character, I think. But I want to show the map for Dark Dimension 4, if I can bring that up here on the side really quick. Where did I have it? My MSF.gg. That's MSF.gg. Let's transition back to my browser. Okay, so there's the maps here, wherever it is, for Dark Dimension 4. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know if you guys have checked this out yet, but so the first 3 missions are unrestricted, and then we're having 3 nodes, only 3 nodes actually, instead of 4 for each lane. So I think that's going to make it longer. Now they did say you need 4 characters, but I don't see that in the restrictions. It doesn't say that here in Global, that you need 4 characters to start. So obviously it's not out yet, and I'm curious. We did need... For Dark Dimension 3, we needed 5 to start, and then after that, it didn't matter. Like, you could go through Global with 1 character. So I don't know if he meant... Cerebro said in a previous... the Strike Time video, he said that you needed 4 for each lane. But does he actually know, you know, is what he's saying actually true? I don't know. So maybe you need 4 to start, and then after that you don't? Or maybe you do need 4 for each lane. I mean, that's why I'm not going to gear anyone yet right out of the gate. I'm gonna hoard my gear a little bit, and then I'm gonna wait for someone to actually verify that this is the case. Because if we don't need 4 for each lane, I'm not necessarily going to do that. I'm gonna try and kind of squeeze in with like 3 or something like that to start. So here we are in the first node. So this is the very first node of Dark Dimension 4. I'll zoom in a little bit actually, so you guys can see this a little better here, I think. There we go. So it's about 95k, about anywhere from 70 to 90k or so per wave. And so we got like I mean, it's kind of varied. Fantastic Four with some Taskmaster, Merc Lieutenant, and some shitty Iron Mans here, and some power armor. So I'm wondering, like, in terms of the usage of Mr. Sinister, is there anything I can like clone here? So I'm looking at characters like Merc Lieutenant, maybe Taskmaster. Falcon's actually usually a really good clone because that gives the turn bar if you can survive. That's actually really nice. And some decent support characters, possibly. This one doesn't seem to be too difficult in terms. If it's actually only 15 characters, this doesn't seem that bad. This seems pretty easy, and actually easier than Dark Dimension 3, maybe. I don't know, because they're not even 100k yet, whereas characters in Dark Dimension 3 reached about that. But let's back up. So that's the first node there. The second node here, we're looking at some young Avengers of sorts, with some Wakandans and some Asgardians and a Black Order-ish. Thanos, Proxima, Cull, more Asgardians, more Wakandans, and a couple Guardians. Okay, it suddenly dropped it suddenly jumped in power a little bit. We're looking at like 100k now, so it did jump dramatically, actually. But the amount of enemies in it also went up, so this is like, I don't know, over 20 characters now. But it doesn't look too tough. Now, I say that, but you know what's going to be a pain in the ass here is going to be this, because we know how the brawlers work from Global. Dark Dimension 3 Global had this brawler section, which is a massive pain in the ass. And so I have a feeling that this is, like, between Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel, they're going to be the targets to be had, and you're going to need to kill them out ASAP. And healers tend to be that way anyways. But yeah, you're going to have to deal with Squirrel Girl here. And this kind of reminds me a combination of the Hero Brawler section and possibly the Double Fist. I don't know if there's multiple healers here. Groot actually surprisingly heals a lot in Dark Dimension, because even though his heal sucks, it's still going to heal like a lot. Like probably in the 100k range for everyone. So he'll have to be a target at some point as well. But in terms of the first node, and actually I didn't check the healers there. Merc Lieutenant is a bit of an annoying healer because he passively heals, and the AI tends to trigger that more often than not. I rescue a little bit on the special with the regens, but otherwise there's nothing really here. And so node 3, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just curious, at least especially the global section. We got some Pimtech. So here I'm curious about, because the reworks aren't normally retroactive in terms of old nodes, so content like Dark Dimension 2 and 3, that's not going to have any Wasp or Ant-Man updated. But for Dark Dimension 4, which is new post-update, I wonder, is this going to be the reworked version where they actually hit harder or not? So I'm curious about that. Black Bolt, oh geez. Black Bolt on a Dark Dimension node. I could see this, like, Black Bolt getting up to his ult, and then Crystal's here, so Crystal's gonna have to go, because if you don't kill Crystal, then she's just gonna heal Black Bolt up as well, so that's gonna be really annoying. Ghost Rider. We'll see if Ghost Rider actually, like, wrecks you in the face or not, because I don't know if anyone here has cleared Dark Dimension 3 City, but on the very final node, Ghost Rider's passive actually only hits you for like 20k, and it's super weak for some reason. But I suspect they probably fixed that here. Baron Zemo, might suck, perhaps. We got some heal block, of course. We got some Mordo. You can't have a Dark Dimension without a Mordo, because Mordo always shows up somewhere to heal block you. We got some Black Bolt, more Black Bolt, more Supernatural. More Zemo. That's interesting. But Zemo does clear positive effects with his passive, so I find that this is probably going to be a way to, like, wreck any positive that you might have on your side. And a lot of Black Bolt. How many Black Bolts is that? 2, 3 Black Bolts. Wow. This is like anti-summoner. So, like, if you're running Ultron at all, you're going to get effed in the face by Black Bolt. So I'm actually might not take Ultron up for this reason. And this is going to be tough on Hela, actually, as well. If you're running Hela in the beginning, in the starting nodes at all, then this is going to be a problem here, too. Yeah, and a lot of crystals. So, in terms of priority kills here, I mean, it looks like going to be crystals, quite a bit of crystals. There's a lot of tanking going on. Sinister 6-ish. Redistributions from Scarlet Witch. That's always a pain in the ass in Dark Dimension as well. It's a redistribution. But yeah, so that's the end of the first 3. This is node 3, and then that's when we move on to global. So this is where I'm really curious about mission 4, and it looks like we start with only 15 characters. We got some Brotherhood, and we got some Kree, and we got some Shield. It's kind of mixed, actually. So healer-wise, really it's Merc Lieutenant. And Scientist Supreme, I guess. It's interesting. That doesn't seem too bad, actually. But since this is global, in terms of clones for Sinister, because I'm thinking of taking Sinister up, you could clone. Magneto actually isn't a terrible clone, because he can blind everyone. And that actually isn't the worst. Although Ronan is here, and Ronan can cleanse on the team. And then obviously Captain Marvel will cleanse her own stuff. That's interesting. Now obviously it's going to jump dramatically on the second node. But to be honest, this isn't far off from... I just want to see really quick. Back on the game, I want to compare. Now they are going to be tier 15, but I do want to compare this to Dark Dimension 3 currently. And so we're looking at... I know my window's a bit messed up because I'm on the browser scene that I'm currently on, but so we're looking at here. This is Global 3, and they're about 100k already, with the exception of the Shuris apparently. But everyone else is about 100k, and then going up to Global 4, you're about 115k. So I want to keep those numbers in mind when we look at Dark Dimension 4, because it looks pretty similar about that. So let's jump back over to what we were just looking at. And it's basically the same, almost. So, yeah. Hey, this is a Sinister. A Sinister in Global, so that's there probably just to... Well, not to mention he heals a lot. You're gonna need... You know what I'm thinking? How are we gonna kill Mr. Sinister before he passively heals so much effing hit points? Because there's a Drax here. So we're gonna have to, like, kill Drax, and then Sinister? Oh, wait, no. Strange and then Sinister? How many heal block global characters are there that's not Shuri? Because you won't be able to run Shuri, right? So how are we gonna get maybe Emma Frost's ultimate with the mind control? Maybe, you know, might be a good way to smack Mr. Sinister, but he heals. I mean, you guys must, I'm sure, know from Alliance War, you know, that he can heal a lot, like 30% of his hit points or something. So how are we gonna get through this first wave here of Mr. Sinister without heal block? And what global characters are, if any, not the ones I was thinking of, heal block off the top of my head. So this kind of thing, this to me kind of screams, you know, the combination of Ghost and Yellow Jacket together, you know. So that would be Yellow Jacket would do 30%, Ghost would do another 15%, and then that's like 45, and that's getting, we're getting there. And so maybe we might be able to, can we heal? There's nobody to heal block either, like with Sinister, if we clone someone maybe. No, Sinister passively heals himself, like 30%. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check this, but I'm fairly certain that he passively heals a lot. Mutant Geneticist. On turn heal 15% of mag. Okay, it depends. Okay, so it's not that bad, but it's with Marauders or Emma Frost. So it's basic. It's base 15% and then 5% per. So if there were more Marauders on the team, I don't think there are. Are there? Were there? No, there isn't. Okay, so it's not that bad. Maybe I'm blowing this up a bit, but it could have been. And there are. Oh, there's no Marauders down here actually. So okay, it's only 15%. So if you combine Ghost and Yellow Jacket, you could probably push through that. But that's what I'm saying though, is that I don't think there's any global heal block characters that I'm aware of. Is there that you would probably bring in here? I can't think of any off the top of my head, other than Shuri, but I mean, you can't run her into the legendary lane, so a bunch of Gravitons, a bunch of Hellas. More heal block from Mysterio's ult. Oh no, he's not healing other characters, but he is healing other characters with his special. So keep in mind that the special does heal others regardless of if they're mutants or not, or Marauders. So he will heal everyone. So he's gonna, I would say the kill order here is gonna be Drax, Strange, and then Sinister, and then you know, whatever after that, I guess. But you're gonna have to go in that order because you want to make sure that he's not healing anyone else. And then after that, it's a lot of damage. There's not a lot of healers or passively healing anyone. Just a lot of damage. This is another Doctor Strange down here. Seemed to be a similar combo, Drax, Strange, and the Supernaturals. So obviously this is probably going to be a pain in the ass. But in terms of like difficulty, it doesn't seem as, you know, it's a lot of damage of course, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be as bad as like the Double Fist. the double Iron Fist. There's not really many healers. There's 2 Stranges and Sinister, and that's about it. Sinister's on the first wave, so I think after you get through this first wave, it's gonna be just, you know, like probably slogging your way through it, but I don't see it being overly painful like the way Dark Dimension 3 was for Global. Now let's check out Mission 6, of course. So this is where it starts getting real. So it seems like this is the top end of each lane. So we're looking at anywhere from 115 to about 130k in terms of overall power. And that's not, again, not far off. Let me, I forgot, I closed the window. But anyways, what was those numbers again for Dark Dimension 3? So that's why I just wanted to go back really quick. So, you know, the final global node here was about 100 to 115k or so. Almost 120k on Venom. But that was my point, is that it's not far off. You know, so granted there is gear tier 15 that looks like the 15 bubble and not 14. But difficulty-wise, it might be easier, you know, because the numbers are about the same as Dark Dimension 3. So I'm thinking that the core difficulty of Dark Dimension 4 might be on the lower end than what we saw in, obviously because they're not tailored with legendary characters in mind. So I think at least these core lane nodes might be a bit easier than what we've come to expect from Dark Dimension 3. That's what I think. Interesting choice of characters. We got a Coulson and Nick Fury. That's going to be a bit of a pain here, healing the other Shield characters probably, and some Spider-Verse. Symbiote Spider-Man as an enemy. Oh god, that doesn't sound fun. Some X-Force, but obviously they don't have war buffs, so I don't think this is going to be a super pain. But more Nick Fury, more Shield, X-Force, Spider-Verse. Doesn't seem that bad. There's a lot of characters in here. A lot of enemies. How many is that? This is like well over 30 characters. Maybe into 40. But it doesn't seem that bad. You know, comparatively to Dark Dimension 3, you know, this doesn't seem bad. There's like almost no healers in here with the exception of Nick Fury. Healing Shield characters. Nick Fury, 3 Nick Furies, and a Crystal here. So you'd want to kill Crystal here in the start. Otherwise, she's going to passively heal other people, the Inhumans. But other than that, it doesn't look that bad. I feel good about it. I feel good about whenever I get in there, of course. But I feel good that it doesn't. It's not going to be as killer, I think, as the others. Now, I'm not going to go through every node here, but if it's similar to that, you know, there's probably going to be a few tough nodes here and there. But in terms of the overall power, I just want to jump to the last city node, actually. So it's actually, is this higher actually? But you know, it's around the 110 to 120-ish K. Once we get level 80, gear tier 15, you know, our own powers are probably going to jump as well. And some Scream. That's funny. I was wondering how many new characters were in each of them. Now, here is where I'm really curious about. Yeah, I think entering is going to be the tough part. But it just doesn't seem like it's going to be as the core difficulty. I don't think is going to be as difficult as the global was right now for Dark Dimension 3, because it's not going to be made with Phoenix in mind. Now, here in the Legendary, it is made with Phoenix in mind, so we'll have to... Oh, and keep in mind, actually, we can use Phoenix in the first 3 nodes, so it doesn't say we can't. It's not restricted. I'm pretty sure anyone can be used here, so maybe that's why the powers were a little bit higher. So we could use Shuri or someone in here as well. So that's why I'm feeling good about it, that it doesn't seem overly bad. But again, let's double check the legendary stuff. So this is supposedly tailored with Phoenix in mind. Yeah, you're probably going to be running, if we need 4 to start the lane, my guess is you'd be running Phoenix, Ebony Maw, Black Bolt maybe not because of the city lane, which is going to require a lot of bio, Shuri, or Doc Ock, possibly as well, because Doc Ock, keep in mind, he's got some extra sustain with the regeneration that you'd be applying on the special to everyone else, so keep that in mind there. And I think he's definitely a candidate, I think, for Dark Dimension 4. You've got to be joking me. Ravager Boomers. Kree Nobles, minion. Look at all these minions. Kree Noble. 2 Ravager Boomers. Some Doc Ock Sinister 6 chargeables going on here, though, so that's going to be a pain. So Doc Ock is going to be the number 1 to kill here. And then after that, it's and Beast here on wave 2. You're going to want to take out Grenadiers. Yeah, I see what they're going on here, but I mean, I think that there's only... It's not that... It doesn't look that bad. another Doc Ock, and a Merc Lieutenant. So there is a little bit of healers going on here. However, if you're running Shuri, I don't think this is going to be a problem. And obviously, if you're running both Phoenix and Ebony Maw, this doesn't seem that hard. The numbers are really low, 90k, 80k. Like, these are really low power values, considering most of my legendaries are sitting at the 100k plus at this point, that are tier 14 and maxed out. So, honestly, I'm a bit underwhelmed. Is that... Yeah, I'm underwhelmed that the nodes aren't harder than this. So this is a bit shocking to me personally. But hey, okay, let's move on to Legendary 2, and let's see if it's probably going to jump up dramatically. All right, so what do we got here? We got some weird. We got Ghost Rider, pretty weak Ghost Rider actually. Falcon's going to be a pain in the ass. Falcon anywhere is a pain in the ass, because if you guys have run, I think Global 4, there's tons of Falcons in there, and what I call the Falcon trap, because normally the special just pumps everyone's turn bar, and so you can't really get your turns before that. Yeah, Gabriel, you're probably right. It's going to be harder than it looks, but on the surface, it looks reasonable, I think, is what I want to say. Like, the power levels seem the same as Dark Dimension 3. It doesn't seem too much different, to be honest. And the character choices don't seem overly that bad. But can we see more health stats? No, we can't see the health stats. Oh, this is interesting here. You can see on the... I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe you can. The enemy inspector on the right-hand side here. So apparently the Carnages have only... I don't know if it's cut off there or not. But Carnage only has tier 1 on his passive for some reason. So I don't know if that's a bug or not, but that's kind of funny. Some power armor, some America Chavez. Is like no healers though, really. There's some Carnage, I suppose, healing symbiotes potentially here going on. But with apparently the passes are at 1, so I don't know if this is going to heal the symbiotes either. Is that why it doesn't hit so hard? That's what I'm wondering. If the passes are all... This says he doesn't even penance stare. I don't know if that's proper. It says Spirit of Vengeance 1 on Ghost Rider. So I'm wondering if, I made that comment about Dark Dimension 3 City 4. Is that why he's not hitting so hard? Is because the passes are only at 1, so it's actually hitting really low? That's quite possible. But Venom has Symbiosis 4, and the rest of them have, yeah... Oh, Scrobo only has passive at 1 as well. So that's kind of interesting as you go along, just sort of checking those kind of things. Anyways, it doesn't seem that bad either, like for this. There's a hella... I mean, I suspect some of these are going to be really annoying. But my point is that it just doesn't seem... How many Falcons is that? 3 Falcons. Okay, that's... But, like, it doesn't seem that bad. I say that now, of course, before I actually do it, but that's just how I feel so far. Like, it doesn't... obviously, it's Dark Dimension. It's going to be tough, but... Oh, here we go. We got an Ebony Maw. And a Thanos. I was wondering, is there more of them? Are they gonna do an empowered Thanos? Taskmaster. So this is gonna be a pain here. But obviously we're going in with legendary characters, and I think this could be kind of interesting. I wouldn't say fun, but interesting that it's gonna be a lane only for legendary. So like here, here's the best of the best essentially, and see what you can do with it. So I'd be curious, how tough it ends up being. Or I'm hoping this is more in line with Dark Dimension 2 in the way that if we come up with some good strategies that, maybe we won't be able to clear it, right out of the gate, but like we could, do more damage at one time than what Dark Dimension 3 is typically. Like with the right characters, with the right RNG and strategy, then maybe we might be able to actually make some better headway on the nodes than what we typically did in the first 8 nodes in Dark Dimension 3. So that's what I'm hoping for that. How long do I think it'll take the first person to beat Dark Dimension 4? Honestly, I don't remember what the stats were for Dark Dimension 3. My first clear was 100... No, sorry. My first clear was 95 days for Dark Dimension 3. I'm assuming that it took less than a week for Tadano Mag to beat Dark Dimension 3. I think. I don't know. I'm just ballparking. So I imagine it might be something like that for Dark Dimension 4. I think for... Gear crunch aside, I think that Dark Dimension 4 might be easier than 3. So we'll see. But if you're just talking about just running Dark Dimension 4, I'm not talking about the gearing. I think it could be less than a week for the first person. I don't know how long the gearing may or may not take. I haven't done any math on that. I'm not mathing gear stuff. You know, it varies on your war credits and stuff like that. So it doesn't look too bad, guys. I mean, I don't know what your guys' initial impression on the map. If you guys have looked at the map at all, you know, I kind of skipped over the cosmic section and a lot of the city there. There's a lot of characters here, a lot of Ultimuses. Why are they bringing Ultimus back? 1, 2, like 3 Ultimuses? That's interesting. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of look at that. This is my first time looking at the map anyways. So, yeah, what do you guys think about Dark Dimension 4? Potential difficulty, the maps, you know, for those who might have looked at the map in more detail. I think that's quite interesting anyways. So let's transition back to my BlueStacks scene here. And looking at the time, actually, and I'm probably going to have to call it in the next 5 to 10 minutes here because I do have to go out for those medical appointments, like I said. But I know it's going to take a while. Dark Dimension 4 is going to be some time, but it looks a bit more reasonable, I think, than what we've come to expect from Dark Dimension 3 Global. That's just my first impression, but again, who am I? I'm just some guy who just does stuff and plays the game. I know for those those in the channel who might, you know, are still on Dark Dimension 3, you know, it's going to be some time, but hey, I mean, maybe you can look forward to some gameplay eventually from me on Dark Dimension 4. When I do get in there, I'll be doing that on a daily basis, or at least releasing videos every day or two, depending on how long it takes. So we'll have to wait and see for that. I suspect, you know, getting to level 80 is going to take at least 2 months for us anyway, or for me. So it's not going to be coming anytime soon. So that's what I have to say about Dark Dimension. And then you guys heard my spiel about Pimtech. I'm not sure they're going to be the magic bullet that we think it's going to be, so we'll have to wait and see on that. I don't know if I'm willing to put in the gear other than Ghost and maybe Yellow Jacket. Beyond that, I'm not entirely convinced about the full team personally. So that's where I sit. Well, I appreciate everyone who has come to watch my Dark Dimension playthroughs and things like that. I have both of my, not the full first run, most of the first, or half of the first run actually, and then the full second run there, if anyone needs to go back and look at some things like that. It is on my channel in a playlist. But yeah, I'm just winding down here for my live stream. If there's anything that anyone wants to any questions, Q&As, if anyone has any burning questions that they want to discuss, feel free to post something in the chat box here, and I'll cover that before we end it. Otherwise, if there's no burning questions, we'll call it a Saturday for just now, and reconvene next weekend, and probably by that point we'll have the actual event for Stature as well, and maybe I'll have a different opinion on the Stature side of things, but jury's out, I think, still for me right now. I'm gonna gear her anyways to a reasonable margin. I'm pretty low on bio gear though, so it's gonna be a stretch personally, and I think I'm gonna need to save the orange bio gear actually for Symbiote Spider-Man going into the city portion of Dark Dimension 4, so I don't know if I can really devote much resources to Stature, but I'm going to need to start hoarding it for everyone else. And there's Stature on the front page there, so I'll give it about like another minute or so, just kind of putter around in my supplies for a little bit if anyone wants to ask anything. Otherwise we're going to wind down here so I can get prepped for going out in the cold. When are you gonna get good res circles? I don't know. Maybe you need to sacrifice a lamb to the gods, to Thor. I only got a 4 on Stature, so you know my last. Okay, I did get a 5 for Anti-Venom, but I'm pretty sure I pulled an Elite 5 for that, so I don't know if that's like overly good luck. At least I got it, but Yeah, I still have, speaking of red stars, I have 106 still, but that's going to be saved for Ghost. I think I will get a 4 to 5 star Ghost if I blitz really hard and I pull the orbs with my cores, then I'm going to hopefully try and get 4 to 5 star on Ghost. So that's my goal, and I want to get at least a 4 red star on Ghost, taking her into possibly Dark Dimension 4. So that's my plan. Yellow Jacket, I guess I should probably blitz as hard as I can for both characters because we don't know whether or not they're going to be used for the next Legendary or not, so I should err on the side of caution probably when it comes to new characters, just in case, since we do know that a new Legendary is on the horizon. Who they're using, we don't really know yet. Depends on if you want to believe said rumors that are around out there or not, but... Alright, so it doesn't look like we have any other burning questions, so I am going to wind down here and call it for the day, but I do want to thank everyone who came out for the stream today. And of course, if you need to get a hold of me or you want to get in touch with me, please do so on my Discord. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I'm around all the time, whether it's my phone or my computer or something like that. So if you want any personalized advice or tips or roster reviews even, then please check me out there on my Discord channel, which you can find in the description below, and it's all there for you guys. So again, thanks for coming out for the day. Thanks for watching my videos, you know, whoever watches my regular videos. And of course, until next time, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.